when I asked my GF to help with groceries. Since we split the place, she laughed and said, "Be a real man. That's your job, not mine." So I agreed. I'd been splitting everything with my girlfriend Renata 50-50 since we moved in together 8 months ago. Rent, utilities, internet, streaming subscriptions, all down the middle. That was the deal. She made roughly the same salary as me, and we agreed equal partnership meant equal responsibility. Then one Saturday, I came home from a 12-hour shift with 4 bags of groceries, arms shaking, sweat down my back. Renata was on the couch watching her show with a face mask on. "Hey, can you start helping with groceries?" I asked, setting the bags on the counter. "I've been buying everything for 3 months and it's adding up." She didn't even pause her show. Groceries are a man's job. My dad always handled that. Be a real man about it. I stood there holding a bag of frozen chicken, genuinely stunned. "You're serious right now?" She waved her hand without looking away from the TV. "Don't make it weird. You're the man in this relationship. Act like it." Something clicked in my brain. Not anger exactly, more like clarity. If she wanted traditional roles, I could do traditional roles. "You're right," I said calmly. "I'll handle it." She smiled like she'd won. See? That wasn't hard. The next week I went shopping like always, except I only bought what I needed. My protein, my meals, my snacks, my drinks, everything portioned and labeled with my name. When Renata opened the fridge Monday morning looking for her yogurt, it wasn't there. "Where's my stuff?" she called from the kitchen. "I bought my groceries," I said. "You said groceries were my job, so I handled mine." "That's not what I meant. You said be a real man. A real man provides for himself." She stormed into the bedroom. "You're being petty." "I'm being a real man." "Your words." She left for work without breakfast. That evening she came home with a small bag from the convenience store, overpriced yogurt, a sad pre-made sandwich, and chips. She spent $14 on what would have cost $4 at the grocery store. I was eating grilled salmon with roasted vegetables. She stared at my plate. "Can I have some?" "Only made enough for one. I'm the man, remember? I provide for myself." By Wednesday, her convenience store habit was getting expensive. She'd blown through $60 on random snacks and fast food because she refused to go to an actual store out of pride. My fridge was stocked and organized. Hers was the empty shelf with a single expired yogurt. Thursday, she tried a different approach. She made pasta using my olive oil, my garlic, and my pasta box. I came home and immediately noticed. "That's my pasta. It doesn't have your name on it." I opened the cabinet and showed her the label I'd put on every single item. My name, printed clearly, on every box, jar, and container. "You labeled the salt?" "A real man labels his provisions." She slammed the pot down. "Fine, I'll buy my own groceries." She came back 2 hours later with 8 bags and a receipt for $230. Name, brand, everything. No coupons, no sale items. Enough food for maybe 10 days. I usually spent $140 and made it stretch 3 weeks. Over the next month, I watched her waste food because she bought things she didn't know how to cook. Avocados went brown, chicken expired. She bought a whole pineapple and couldn't cut it, so it sat on the counter until fruit flies appeared. Meanwhile, I meal prepped every Sunday, portioned everything into containers, and spent less on twice the food. Eventually, she asked if we could just shop together to save money. "Like splitting the grocery bill?" I asked. 50-50? She went quiet. "Yes, 50-50. But I thought groceries were a man's job." She took a deep breath. "I was wrong. I was lazy and unfair, and I used a stupid excuse to justify it. Can we please go back to splitting everything? One condition." "What?" "Never tell me to be a real man again. I'm already real, and I make excellent salmon." She actually laughed. First real laugh in weeks. Deal. We went shopping together that Saturday. She pushed the cart while I picked produce. We argued about whether name brand cereal was worth the extra $2. It wasn't. We split the bill at checkout exactly down the middle. On the drive home, she said, "I'm sorry. That was a horrible thing to say to you." It was. My dad handled everything and my mom never worked. I thought that's how it was supposed to be. But watching you handle everything while I wasted money on gas station sandwiches made me realize how dumb that sounds. It sounds very dumb. You don't have to agree that fast. A real man agrees quickly. She threw a grape at my head. We've been shopping together every Saturday since.